Hey guys, Demi here from Atlas Vibration Spirituality, and I am here with your Mars retrograde in Leo into Cancer collective update. So first things first, I do want to start off by saying that this read or this information may be a little bit triggering because I'm going to talk about, I guess I would say abuse, trauma, and things like that. I'm not going to get super detailed into it, but just wanted to give you guys a heads up about that. So let's hop into it because I do have a lot of information for you today and I'm trying to keep it to a minimum. But so Mars will go retrograde today at 6:34 p.m. Eastern time at 6 degrees in Leo. It's going to go back into Cancer on January 6th of 2025 at 5:45 a.m. So we get this for a little over a month, and it goes direct on February 23rd. Okay. So it's going to be about 2 months. So bear with me, guys. Okay. So key thing that I want you guys to take from this is nurturing the traumatic wounds from mother, like from your mother or mother wounds that you have, and how it coincides with your childhood. And we're going to go over some things with this because it's going to be so different and very different to everybody, but it's going to also be very, very relatable. So do keep in mind too, we do have some retrograde activity going on. Neptune will be going direct this Saturday, so you'll be feeling a little bit more better. Things won't be as hazy as they have been. And it'll kind of be back to normal spiritually. So for my psychics out there and intuitives, you'll feel a lot actually better because it'll be direct. Mercury is still in retrograde, Jupiter is still in retrograde. I do believe Uranus is still in retrograde. But yeah, I don't want to get too detailed into that, but we got a couple things going on. So just hold tight, guys. And so key thing that I need you guys to keep in mind with Mars is that it is considered a malefic planet. Now, that means that it's considered to be a quote-unquote bad planet, and it is a catalyst as to why we want to live our lives or our purpose due to like tragic or malefic events that have caused us to make mistakes. And so we're going to be reviewing mistakes and how we've made them. And so this is where it can get very tough, because the best example that I can give is I have a Mars in Taurus in my 8th house. And what that means is I make very bad mistakes when it comes to debt, and I have made very bad mistakes. And those of you that have known me personally, I've always have some type of debt. So student loans, something like there's always issues with debts, right? I ended up getting myself into a lot of debt. I had to pay it off, and that's something I find too, like my material things, because that's what that rules. I'm always trying to spend on luxurious things, and so I made a lot of mistakes. And so what's happened is my purpose in life, where my sun is in Cancer, I have decided I don't want to be in debt anymore. This is the catalyst of the event. These bad events that have happened to me due to my own self and maybe due to other people's things like the bank and everything. So as you guys have known me personally, I'm being very picky about how I choose to do that. So this is what I want you guys to take, depending on where it is in your chart. So now you get the idea about what Mars does, okay? And depending on where Mars is, I want you guys to remember too, Mars is the planet that is right behind the sun for me. So that means that it's a second ruler for me. It almost is something that I like to embody. So keep that in mind, especially if you have any of these going through there. Mars is ruled by war, your body and how you physically move, your energy levels, how you exercise, sex, anger, passion, your impulsivities, aggression. It is ruled by, it rules the zodiac signs of Aries and Pluto. It is the drive in life physically and passionately and how we move within that. Now, key thing I want you guys to take here as well for educative purposes. If you know what time you were born and you were born during the daytime, Mars is where you're going to make the biggest mistakes in your life. You're going to feel this a lot more. I have a daytime chart. So just be very careful and review the mistakes that you have made depending on where this is in your chart. I highly suggest going to get a read. I am offering a 30% off discount for my read. So if you want to know where it is natally, feel free to book that read. It's 30% off. If you have a nighttime chart, you're going to be challenged by this, but not as bad as Saturn is in your chart. So you may be feeling that you got some bad luck going on, but it might be a little difficult, but it's not as difficult as Saturn in your chart is if you're born at night. So just keep that in mind, okay? If you don't know, look it up. So we will have Mars and Leo from December 6th to January 6th. We get a full month of this. Leo rules hobbies, dating, creative ventures, and children. It's ruled by the sun, vitality in life. It's a fire sign, and it rules the space of the heart, okay? So you're going to be reviewing and probably have been seeing in shadow energy, reviewing how you are aggressive and or your drive physically and passionately to pursue these things. So I want you to really sit here and think about the anger and aggression that you have been dealing with this. So it just depends on where it's at in your chart, but I want you to think about how you feel. Does it make you feel angry? Does it make you feel passionate? You're going to find that there's this varying between feeling passionate, angry, and driven towards hobbies, dating, creative, and your creative aspects and children. This is also about you, how you present yourself, and how you enjoy your life. It rules the sun, it's vitality. So you may be seeing that, you may be feeling some things about, because it goes into Cancer, so this is dual, so keep this in mind. You may be reviewing how you were hit as a child. Aggression towards children. So you may be seeing that you get very angry with children quickly, or there's a lot of anger from your children towards you if you're a parent. You may be seeing that there's not enough action at all or not enough energy to do anything. So about these, like you may be feeling really stuck, aggressive, trying to pursue these things, lack of passion or movement towards your hobbies, goals, and romance once again. And you may be feeling you need to take control or force these situations. So you may be feeling too that you may be like feeling really selfish or being self-centered and temper tantrums and the shadow energy of this all, right? Depression. Seeing passion towards yourself, confidence towards yourself, loyalty towards yourself. And Spirit wanted to add in having more fun. So some of you guys are going to be pursuing that, seeing childhood hobbies that you like used to do, things that you feel that you need more passion and energy towards this, okay? So it coincides with Cancer just because Cancer rules the home, the mother, how we nurture ourselves, and how we meet our needs and our emotional nature. So we're going to be seeing like stability. It also rules children to an extent, and the roots, self-care, your emotions. It's a water sign, and it rules the breast and the stomach, okay? So seeing examples would be wounds of not receiving motherly energy from your parents, aggressively seeing where your needs need to be met or were not met, aggression with masculinity from your mother or nurturing figure who was trying to control you, seeing where there wasn't enough action taken, there wasn't enough masculine energy put there, taking care of your body and emotionally stepping in and taking care of that. And overall, between these two Leo and Cancer energies, your sex life. So do you need a more emotional connection? Are your needs being met? Are you enjoying sex? Is your children or these childlike mentalities keeping you from having a good sex life? How are you pursued or not pursued by your family? Aggressively seeing where you can meet your own needs and creating that stability for yourself. So as you could see, very childlike, mother to child, very emotional needs to meet the inner child in that way. So I've been seeing that I've been feeling really aggressively towards myself. But there's other placements. So there's a lot of Libra placements for me. But long story short is that's my first house. But you may be seeing where you need to be more aggressive towards yourself, more loyal to yourself. Look at more as a reflection on you of what's happening on the outside of your reality and what's going on the inside as well. So examples for this Cancer aspect that I want you guys to take and you may be seeing is overbearing mothers and her getting angry. You may be seeing that your mother may be affecting your sex life and the partners that you choose. That's for some. Once again, children in your sex life, trying to pursue change, but there's aggression and dominance from your mother. So that means that you may be getting in arguments with your parents about your children and the children that you have with boundaries, depending on where that is. Pick and choose where that comes from, your needs, your wants, and how you feel passionately about yourself. So you may be wanting to move homes, leave the nest. You may be seeing that there's a lot of aggression. You may be getting into arguments with your family or your mother about it, pretty much saying why are you doing this? You're not meeting my needs, those kinds of things, because Cancer on the shadow energy is all about overbearing, being too emotionally needy, codependent. So it may come out with Mars together with this in aggression, arguments, trying to take control, starting quote unquote wars. And this is not the higher aspect that we need to take when it comes to this. So you need to think about how you're going to make yourself happy. Your needs and your happiness are based off of you, and it comes from Leo, right? So as the moves through the wheel, it starts with us. So prioritizing and reflecting your own wants and needs when it comes to you. So these are some things that you're going to see. Now, typical Mars retrograde things not to do, I highly suggest not instigating arguments. I know it can be tough, but we may be feeling also really energetically depleted. So if you're noticing you need to take some time and exercise, like, and dial back, do it. Prioritize the things that you need. You're not going to have as much energy and vitality as you need, especially with Leo. You may be feeling a little bit sad, depressed, and really needing some more things in your life. But as my friend told me and reminds me, reflect, right? Reflect on it and make those changes. So that's really key to take with you right now, okay? So aside from all this information, let it in, soak it in, because that's what I had to do today. After I did this, I found it was really deep, and I want you guys to sit and reflect and see how this is reflecting in your life to make those changes and take advantage of the Mercury retrograde with telling yourself the truth, okay? So I hope that this resonated with you, and until next time, my friends, namaste.